Hey, what's up? It's your favorite anime vampire Nicholas here, back at it again. So I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. You ever have those moments when you realize that your younger self had it right all along? Well, that's literally what happened to me a couple of days ago, and I want to talk about that. Every now and then, especially when I just uploaded a new video, I look back at the stuff that I've already made, try to see if I've gotten better, if I've gotten worse, if the quality of my old videos have held up, anything that's still similar or that I'm doing completely differently. Just a bunch of self-reflection, self-review, self-critique to see where I am, how far I've come, where I want to be, seeing if I still even like the stuff that I made even just a year ago. I went as far back as 2020, and I saw this video of me talking about perfectionism. Then I saw a video of me talking about procrastination, and seeing all the videos in between, and looking at the setup that I had, remembering how I made those videos behind the scenes, and the techniques that I used, whether I scripted or not, how much time I spent working on that one video, all this stuff. And it got me thinking, you know what? My younger self had a lot of things right all along, and yet it took me up until 2023 to actually be able to relatively stay consistent making videos. And that was a wild realization. Because I remember back then I kept thinking, oh, is my setup good enough? Is my background good looking enough? Can I recreate this one-to-one consistently? Am I doing the right thing in setting up my camera this angle with this lens and whatever the hell else? I kept worrying about so many little things. I kept worrying about, oh, am I adding too much b-roll, too little b-roll? Am I adding enough text? Am I doing enough effects in post? I kept trying to reiterate all these little things every single video, making it more and more complicated for me to do the next, and making me want to do it less and less each time. And the craziest thing is realizing that my first few attempts, I already got it right. I guess that is the benefit of hindsight, right? Going through all of that stuff only to arrive at the same conclusion years down the line. That, oh wait, I didn't have to do any of that stuff at all. I didn't have to bother trying to make it so extra and trying to worry about so many different things and micromanaging, because then it makes you realize that after having tried all these different things, actually what matters is still the same thing. What matters is what you had to say. If I had just stuck to it and done it consistently, the things that I was worried about, like the length of the videos, the script and the content that I was saying, or the kind of editing that I was pulling off, I would have improved in all those aspects and more anyway. I didn't need to be so anxious and worry about every single micro detail. I just had to do, and now I'm realizing that. And the thing is, I'm a lot better at all of these things than I was all those years ago. Even though to some of you maybe the difference isn't that big, except for my style and the way I do my hair. To me, I see the differences, both in the final result and remembering what behind the scenes was like back then versus what it's like now. And I got better even though I wasn't consistent on YouTube. But I can only imagine how much better I would be if I was. And that's not to say that I regret any of it. I don't regret how it went. In fact, I'm very happy and grateful that I went through all the steps that I took and all the twists and turns that I've had to get to this point exactly. But it really does put things into perspective. I had a lot of stuff right back then, and realizing that makes me less worried about today. What I mean by that is, if I think that a lot of the things that I did back then was already good enough, and I'm better now, that means that what I'm doing now is a lot more than just good enough. And I can't help but feel happy and grateful about that, and encouraged that if I keep doing this, then I will keep improving, which right now I am at a point where I think I'm already pretty damn good. If not, at least not too shabby. If I keep doing this consistently and I keep improving, then that only bodes well. And I can't help but feel excited about that. I remember what was going on in my head back in those days when I wanted to make YouTube work, but I was treating it like work. I was so worried about what the other YouTubers were talking about, what the other YouTubers talking about channel growth were talking about, were telling me that I should care about, which was, oh, you need to find your niche. You need to think about what the audience wants to watch. And that got me conscious of, oh, what kind of persona am I exuding across the camera? Like, who should I be across the camera? How do I want people to see me? Kept overthinking what I wanted to say, or how I had to say it. How the videos should be performing and what kind of content people will consume, to the point where I lost my passion for it. I lost my love for making videos because I kept treating it first like a job, and second, like it had to work immediately. It sucked out the fun that made me want to do it from the beginning. What's funny is realizing that all I needed was here all along. All I needed was my ideas that never stopped flowing in my head. The gear that's honestly overkill for what I would tell people they need for a YouTube channel. And my ability to speak on camera and be a personality that isn't fake. Because the personality that I needed was just who I am. I didn't need to be anybody else. I didn't need to be this hyper-exaggerated version of myself for people to want to watch me, for people to be able to connect to me. Because the best that I know to do is be myself, because the best person that knows me is me. And the best thing that I can do is do what I do best. And if that means knowing myself, then that also means sharing myself. I don't need to worry about anything else other than that. Doing what's true to me and showing who I am by doing what I do best. And it's nice to look back and see all these little nuggets and bits that I got right all those years ago. And essentially I have most, if not all, the ingredients that I need to be able to make this work, and the only thing that I've been lacking is pushing myself. And knowing that I can now integrate all the things that I've developed since then, plus who I used to be and the things that he got right. It's exciting, it's encouraging. Instead of being discouraged by the idea that, oh, I got so many things right then, why didn't I keep going? Instead of the self-loathing, instead of the self-blame, I feel none of that. I just feel empowered that, hey, look at that. We've got so many things right from back then to now, and we can just keep on going because it's gotten so much easier for me to do this now than it was for me back then. It's a lot more fun for me now because I'm doing it because I want to, because I love making videos just like I did when I was a kid, when nobody even got to see them, when I felt that nobody needed to see them. I just wanted to make them because I wanted to make stuff for me. And now I'm back here. I'm back with that passion. Added on to that are the skills that I have, and also the desire to actually share things to people that I hope you get value out of. If not for anything, I hope it makes you feel better about yourself and makes you want to do stuff that will continue to make you feel better about yourself. And if not that, then you can at least relate to somebody who has the same struggles as you and is doing his best to keep his head up high and still pursue the things that he loves and wants for the rest of his life. I don't know where this channel's gonna go, but I won't know if I don't keep doing it. I'm glad that I'm doing it not because I have content creator brain, but because I have my passion back, and because I realized that me from all those years ago got so many things right without him even knowing it. And that now I've grown so much that the things that were so difficult for him to do are natural to me now. I'm glad to see and realize that for the most part, I've just been growing since. And I hope that I never put that unhealthy amount of pressure and scrutiny on myself ever again, but that I never grow complacent either, and that I keep growing and improving. I can't wait to see what the future holds. I'm at a point where I'm actually working on being consistent, and not just being consistent, but being consistently good at making the kind of content that I actually believe in making, that I actually care about making, that I think other people could connect to as well. Being able to find myself enjoying the stuff that I make, which is a pretty good sign that I think I'm making the stuff that I want to make, because I'm actually making stuff that I enjoy. And that helped me realize again that I got a lot of things right. And I'm grateful to be able to see the good things that the past held. Now it's up to present me to make the most out of both. My excitement for the future and my gratefulness for the past. I hope you stick around for this whole little experiment that I'm doing on this tiny little channel of mine. And I hope that you have as much fun, if not even more fun, than I'm having. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around. That's it from me for now. My name is Nicholas. Cheers.